Hey guys, how are you? Oh my gosh, so I'm just finishing up with the DeGrazia studios, and let me just tell you what just an amazing, inspiring man he was. It's interesting. He was born, his dad was a coal miner, and so he wanted, if you look at the entrance, when you watch this video, when you look into the entrance, you'll see how it almost seems like you're entering into a mining town. What I also learned today was about Father Kino. He was ended up becoming a saint, and his whole parish was the Arizona and southern Arizona area. He worked with the Apache, the Navajo, and then there's two other tribes of Indians that are in the Tucson area. I don't know their names. I know them, but I don't want to say them because I think I'll mispronounce them. But it's in the video. If you guys just make sure that you watch the video on DeGrazia. He's actually, you can actually see him interacting. But I have to tell you, it was just really, it was such a treat today. I'm gonna go ahead and slowly drive off the property. It was just such a treat to be here and to almost just like feel his special soul here. I especially love, like, I'm gonna eat some peanut butter. When all else fails and you guys cannot find any food, you wanna just eat some peanut butter. And for me, a dab will do it. One big thing of peanut butter. It's a great little snack. Hopefully I don't have it all over my face. That'll get your blood sugar back up. Oh. Sorry about that, you guys. Just needed a little dab of fuel. Okay, so now I'm gonna leave and I'm just gonna talk to you guys about kind of my thoughts about him. And just my, not only just my personal thoughts, but just on being the kind of the, I don't want to say the curse of an artist, but he said in his lifetime he never made much money from his paintings, and he actually ended up doing paintings and sculptures and jewelry and headdresses and turquoise pieces, and he worked with he didn't like plastering because he didn't like the feeling of the oil on his fingers, but he worked with clay and he worked with beeswax a lot. I've never heard of working with beeswax. That's interesting, huh? But he has these depictions of Christ with his hands nailed and his feet nailed and just kind of like humped over. And you can see now how he gets that effect is by using that beeswax. But you guys, what a thrilling adventure and what a thrilling day that was. The other thing that, though, it makes me have feelings towards and emotion towards is that just being an artist and I don't know, it just kind of also seems like a sad place. It seems sad to me for some reason. I don't know if it's the heat's there, but it really makes me miss my mom. My mom lives in Michigan, but it just, the curse of an artist. Artists have we have this way of seeing and being in the world and kind of feeling life that is so much different. Well, I don't want to say different, like, let me just film this again. So this is like when he was saying because his dad worked in a mining town and he wanted the entryway to be like that of a mining town. So that's why this is the entrance into his gallery. So this is just so cool. You can just kind of see the way that this light comes through. It's just really, 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 I don't know if you, the color's actually not showing up there, but there's like reds and so pretty. So you can kind of see on the outside here how it looks like a little, it truly does look like a, and then these are the doors. That's right, it does. And this is the outside of it. All of this decor and just beautiful. What an absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. I'm so excited. So you guys, there it is. There is his, here's the building again. And it was so neat if you guys watch the video. He built this building so he could feature his art in it. You see the beautiful, those are probably like 8,000 elevation, those mountains, but it's really pretty. You guys want to know something so funny? It's so hot out here right now that my phone just died. So I was just chatting away and then I happened to look over at it because I don't look at it when I'm filming. I just start it and then I drive. And so I'm not quite even sure how much you guys got or not, but basically what I was just saying is walking around DeGrazia's studio is that I don't know why I feel a sense of, I feel a slight little sense of sadness. Now, let me explain my sense of sadness. My sense of sadness is just, I don't even know how I'm gonna quite articulate this. It's sadness that the world, I don't know, that there is judgment in the world and that artists sometimes are just, we are kind of like loner type people. We are as much in the world as we are observers of the world, and we want to demarcate it through painting or illustration or music or whatever it is. But I think the reason why I felt like a little sense of sadness is that for me, it's just, it's like, he ended up building that gallery because no gallery would show his work. He had no one that would, there was no, like, he couldn't sell his art or get it into any museum. So he was like, you know what, I'm gonna build a place for my art, a place where it can stand, where it can be seen on walls, where my art will feel like home. It'll feel like comfortable, which I thought, oh my gosh, that's, how cool is that? And he has a whole, some of his floors, he talks about how he made his floors. He took some, I don't know what the name of it is because I'm still learning all these native plants out here, but kind of like, it sounds like it was a cactus, and he cut it in squares of like 4 inches, and then put it down and then put the cement around it. And in doing that, having that cement go around it, he then painted the cactus different colors. But it almost looks, it's just so cool. It almost looks like, it reminded me of something from like the ocean. And it's so interesting because it's so far from the ocean. It's a cactus in the middle of the desert. But when it's painted and he has it in the floor and shellacked, it was just like, it was really, really cool looking. And I don't know, I think that today was his birthday, and I don't know, I felt this like real profound sense of him, I guess, there. And his wife is buried there. If you watch the video, I have both of them, their burial sites in the videos. Just watch all these DeGrazia films. I'm gonna try and divide them up into little sections, but if you can, just watch all of them that I post this week. They're all gonna be really fabulous. One is the video, that's the one you guys should watch to just kind of learn about him. But then in the beginning, I just do a tour myself, and I just express to you guys kind of like how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking when I'm looking at each piece. And what was just really cool was I'd never sat and watched this video on him, so it was interesting to watch this video and to learn about you know, just from his mouth, the way that he looks at things. But you guys, he made everything. He did jewelry, he did sculpture, he did buildings, he was an architect, he was a painter, he worked with oils, he worked with knife. That's how he did everything, was with a knife, with a knife edge. And then he would sharpen it if it would get dull, so he'd have those like real crisp little lines. But then he also did pastels, and he said in the video interview that he found pastels just like so easy that he could just do them and do them and do them. But just very interesting. Oh, and then he did sculptures like out of that plastic, and I think I got that on the first video. I think you guys saw that part. But just, I don't know, it was inspiring. I was very, very inspired, but also somber at the same time. I don't even know if you guys can understand that, if that makes any sense, but it's just definitely feeling a sense of celebration for him, but in a real deep way. I mean, the way that he was able to capture like Father Kino, and the way that he was able to capture Jesus, and the way that he was able to capture the two different Indian cultures that are here in the Tucson area are just beautiful in their traditions. And I think it's called the deer hunter or deer dancer. He has that in a lot of his paintings and stuff, and it's to celebrate, I think, either the pre-hunt or the post-hunt or something. But it's really neat. These are all areas and mythologies and stories and things that I've never heard of. It's not from, you know, where I grew up or anything, but it's really, really, really cool. He also used to love to go to like open air, like flea markets, and he loved to go to rodeos, and he loved to just, he really lived like in and among the people. He wasn't a elitist at all in his art, and I think that in his last years, and I think his legacy, he would still want to have that be a part of who he is. But it was really inspiring for me. I want to do like yard art. I know that sounds like weird, but it's inspired me to just like I want to do some really cool sculptures for my trees. But you could tell he really liked spending time outside and among the trees and the cactuses and the outdoor living. He has real cool little, like, there's like a grill and an outdoor living area, and he was definitely very, very connected to nature and to his outdoors. And speaking of nature, his buildings were all made from materials that were local, and all of his adobe buildings are made. I love how he talks about the masculine and the feminine. He talks about the masculine being the mud, but then he also talks about the feminine, and that he used the grasses of hay to that are just so simple and easy to break. He smashed that into the mud like towards the end. But then he also talks about like different colors that he would utilize for his walls and things, to keep everything kind of as a reflector for his art, but also kind of along the same lines, not necessarily being a reflector, a reflector of the art, but also just a place where the paintings and sculptures and things could sit and hang and feel at home, if that makes any sense. And it really does. Like when you go in there, I love his whole methodology of like, when you enter into it, it's like going into a coal mining, because he said that's where he was, his dad worked, and so you have that feeling of going into this coal mine. And then he said it was really interesting, and I've never equated that, but he said it's like going into a tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel there's hope. He said you're always like looking in the tunnel out for the end, and that represents hope. So I thought that was a really beautiful, beautiful thing that I picked up too. But anyway, you guys, it was just a really, really inspiring day. I'm now going to go back and I'm going to edit all these videos and try to bring you guys a really beautiful product. So please remember, just one little quick thumbs up after you're done watching it. Little comment, you know, loved it. inspired me, whatever, because these your likes and your subscribes and your comments helps just helps encourage me as an artist and encourage me as I just drove like 22 miles to go look at that and film that, and my husband thinks I'm crazy because it's like 115 degrees out. But I do this because I want to bring this beauty to the world. I want to be able to, like, if there are people that are, say there's people that are bed rest and they can't get out of their houses, please share this with any seniors that you know that they may have, they may not be able to get out of bed, or if they're in a hospital, or someone that maybe that's just not feeling good. Please share my videos with them. I also have what are called ASMR videos, and I did a DeGrazia, I did a ASMR video just on his little garden area there, and it's no talking, it's just beautiful, what it would be like to just experience his garden if you were just there all by yourself. So it was just a really, really cool experience. I am telling you, Tucson is just got some really, really authentic areas, and could not be happier that God has brought me here to be able to experience all these things. I am going to church tonight. It's Wednesday, and I'm going to go to this church that I kind of discovered that's close by. So I'm excited about that, get some inspiration there. I may vlog a little bit later tonight about that. But in the meantime, you guys, I just want to remind you to just always pursue your vision of art. Always pursue your modality, whatever it is, if it's painting, if it's music, if it's whatever it is. Just really, really enjoy yourself with art and express yourself, and find your art angel within you. For me, and in Tucson locally, it definitely is DeGrazia. Anyway, you guys, I love you so much. Okay, I love you so much. Remember to like and subscribe. Leave your comments below, and just know that I am always, always with you. Stand in your light, stand in your truth, and above all else, be a warrior. This is Kita, champion for women, reminding you to just have a blessed day. Take care. Love you. Bye. Mwah.